Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Upkick MMA episode 431. I am Brendan. This is UFC Fight Night Hernandez versus Pereira, the prelims, right? It's going to be Almabayev versus Matheus Nicolau, and the rest of the prelims, breaking them all down, breaking all those fights down round by round. If you like this kind of thing, subscribe to the channel. The next video is coming out, and I'd appreciate it. Also, if you find yourself liking this video, hit the like button. I'd appreciate that too. All right. There were some fun fights on the prelims. This was not one of them. This was kind of a stinker to watch, which I wrote at the end of my notes. So if I say it again, I apologize. But Matheus Nicolau, like, this is kind of how his fights are going to be, right? You know, his whole thing is, running away and countering. But if nobody wants to play his game, I think this is the kind of fight you're going to get. It's just a lot of nothing. I mean, the total striking numbers in this are ridiculous. Well, like, even look at the round by round stuff, 1-7, 10-6, 5-9 in a fight that was almost completely contested on the feet in the first two rounds, right? Obviously the last round wasn't, but like in the first two rounds was almost completely contested on the feet. It's ridiculous. All right. Standing in the center, nobody really throwing anything early. Almabayev landing a few kicks at range to the legs and then the body. With 90 seconds left in the round, this is where Nicolau hasn't thrown anything substantial. He starts to back up. And, usually this is how he fights with his style of circle and run and counter. But, this was a stinker. 10-9, clear. It seems like most Nicolau fights. Oh, yeah, that's what I said. Anyway, Almabayev outstrikes him 9-5. Not much going on here. Don't really want to talk about it anymore. Second round, Nicolau attempts a takedown. Almabayev lands a nice knee, shucks it off. Almabayev goes takedown, gets stuck in a deep guillotine, gets out of it, pulls his shorts back up. That was the most exciting part of this round. Nothing happens. So I say it's 19-19. Nicolau did outstrike him here 10-6, and that guillotine attempt does put him out in front for me. So I had it 19-19. Last round, Almabayev catches him with a left hook and then rocks him and then gets him out and lands some ground and pound. That's the entire round. 4 minutes of control time. Not a lot of going on. Maybe running away isn't the key to consistent victory at the highest level of MMA. I understand that being a counter fighter has its benefits. It also has its drawbacks. And in a scenario where you're starting to fight the more technical guys who also want to counter or know how to deal with counter fighters, you can get these stinkers. We've seen it at title fights. We've seen it in prelim fights. We've seen it in contender fights. We've seen it everywhere. We all know how it goes, and I'm not excited to watch those kinds of things. That being said, this next fight was a fucking banger. Absolute not insanity, but I would say almost perfection for like high level technical fighting with a little bit of brawling in there, heart and determination. Excellent fight, fun to watch. Katona going with the low kicks inside and out and early as he circles. Both guys are finding the mark with the right hands and the end of combos. Matsumoto landing a little bit harder. Oh yeah, I said this is a first. Katona works in the clinch and the cage and control, pushing him against the cage, and Matsumoto reaches out and he's framing on Katona like this, and he's starting to squeeze, and you're not allowed to apply pressure. You're not allowed to squeeze with one hand on the neck. You're not allowed to do that. I think that's kind of dumb. I think you should be allowed to do that, but that's in the rules. You're not allowed to do that. It's like one of those ones like small joint manipulation, which, again, I'm not a fan of. I think small joint manipulation, like, going after a finger or things like that, are kind of shitty moves, but, I'm okay with them being there. But as of right now, you're not allowed to do it. So you're not allowed to squeeze the neck with one hand like that. So that's the first time I've ever seen anybody get called for that, or first time in recent memory anyway. Lead-in elbow from Katona staggers Matsumoto. It was really slick when they trade. Oh, beautiful stuff. They start trading again. Matsumoto going for the takedown and taking punishment for it as Katona reverses and separates. Great round. Both guys keeping the offense out there. Katona staggered him and landed more, so I lean towards him. It's a close round because of the overall big shots from Matsumoto. But like I said in the last video, instantaneous damage is worth more, and this, you can go to the rules. You can go to the judging criteria. Instantaneous damage is worth more than cumulative damage, right? It just is. You are closer to finishing the fight in one punch than you are in 30, and because of that one punch that did more damage, that rocked you, does more. And he outstruck him anyway, so 30-20. So this is clearly Katona's round. Second round, let's see how it goes. Katona is staying in the pocket, not bringing, he's not bringing his right hand back. Like every time, like he goes in, moves his head well when he strikes, throws something, and then just stands there, and it looks almost like he's pausing and waiting for something, and it gets cracked with the left hook every single time because he's not bringing his right hand back and he's staying in the pocket. I wrote, God dang, this is such a good fight. Katona enters and finds a mark with Matsumoto refusing to back up and throws right back at him. Great round. Matsumoto doing more damage, but damn, this was a fun fight. This is a fun fight to watch. 45-37 in favor of Matsumoto. Both guys throwing down. Both guys very technical, looking great. Just so much fun. So much fun to watch. 19-19 going to the third round. Katona keeping the pressure on, looking for the takedown, staying in the pocket. Matsumoto getting out in front on the strikes. Really close round. It comes down to Matsumoto doing more damage with his shots, right? If you look at the striking numbers, Katona landed more to the head, like overall significant strikes, 24-22 in favor of Matsumoto. Now, the big difference maker were those leg kicks. There were 6-0 in favor of Matsumoto. So if you look at the head strikes, it was 19-15 in favor of Katona. So if you look at just the pure numbers, you can be like, well, headshots usually do more damage than leg kicks. So let's say Katona should win this round. But if you go back and watch those 15 strikes that Matsumoto landed, some of them were doing so much damage. I think they got it right. If you look at the scorecards here, I forgot to go over it doesn't matter because I don't want to talk about it anymore. All three judges had it the same way. Mike Bell, Derek Clearly, Ron McCarthy all gave the first round to Katona and the next two rounds to Matsumoto. I think they got it right. It was a close round, and one big shot from Katona could have changed that last round. A takedown with some control in that round could have done it for him. There's a whole bunch of ways, but just the way it played out, Matsumoto just did a great job. Still undefeated. Fantastic fight. Just go back and watch that one. I highly recommend it. Please go watch that. And then oddly enough, the fight that preceded it, this one was also good. Joselyne Edwards versus Tamires Vidal. Okay. Joselyne Edwards has missed weight 3 times in a row. It took her 2 tries to even get down to 139, which is 3 pounds over the limit, right? She was actually over the allowed limit for bantamweight, right? She was into featherweight. They were not going to allow her to fight, so she had to come back a second time and weigh in at 139. This was her second attempt. Her second attempt, she was 3 pounds over. The limit is 136. That's fucking crazy that this went forward at all. And then the fact that she's done it consistently, she's consistently missed weight, and she ekes out victories in these bullshit like she gets these bullshit split decisions sometimes. Like, how is the UFC keeping her around? Right? Is she like a big draw in Panama? Because she's Panamanian, right? So like, is she a big draw down there? Is she getting a huge bump? Right? Is she bringing in a ton of fans because of the way she fights or the way she looks or the way she markets herself? Is she doing that? If she is, I'm unaware of it. Maybe I'm missing out on something. Does anybody else know why she is getting the rub from the UFC the way she has? I mean, she lost 2 fights in a row and then should have been 3 fights in a row. Lucy Pudilova, Nora Cornol, and then Eileen Perez. She should have lost all 3 of those. Actually, the Jung Young Kim one, that's a split decision as well. Like, and she missed weight for these last 3. Like, it's so bad. She misses weight all the time, does not fight well on fight day, and then how does she keep getting the rub? I don't understand. With that diatribe out of the way, for those of you guys who didn't click away because you really love Joselyne Edwards, this fight was fucking fun. It was fun. I can separate the two things, right? Obviously, her being unprofessional and not making weight and consistently missing weight and not having, what I consider the talent to be in the UFC. Like, I understand the bantamweight's pretty shallow. That will partially explain why she's still in, but that doesn't fully explain it, right? Anyway, my point is, I can separate what happens outside the cage to what happens in, and this was fun. Trading low kicks, both ladies landing hard in the clinch, back and forth. Vidal kind of wants a takedown, but Edwards getting some control too. They throw slop out there and both land, and Edwards now landing with 2 spinning back fists in a row. Vidal is sitting down on her punches. She ended up, Edwards threw 4 spinning back fists in the first round. I think maybe 5, I think, and for sure 4. Vidal sitting down on her punches and winding up a bit, giving Edwards time to defend and counter, right? Edwards ends the round with a takedown right to the back. The heavy girl gets this one. She's already much bigger, plus the weight miss. Outlanded her 41-18. Sorry, guys. Oh, my God. I really don't know what it is. I thought I figured out my allergy issue, and I guess I didn't. Anyway, second round, Vidal using the clinch and getting the back this time. Thought this would have been a strategy throughout the first round because, she seemed to be able to do that pretty well in the first round and just let it go. Didn't do it. And Vidal not able to get it to the ground. Edwards gets the back body lock takedown of her own. Again, Edwards ends the round on top, and she's up. And, after the round, there was a little scuffle. Not sure what that was about. Didn't really hear, didn't really mention it on the broadcast. 14-5 for striking numbers in favor of Edwards. Last round, Vidal slowing down slightly. She's going for spinning back fists. Really sloppy. Gets taken down. Vidal going for the leg lock, loses it, and gets her back taken. Edwards gets the finish with the rear naked choke. It was more of a crank, but she outstruck her here 26-11 anyway. Outcontrolled her 2 minutes. Like this, all that shit that I just said, right, is all accurate. I stand by all of it. I don't think she should be in the UFC based off of her track record. I think that she needs to reprove herself to show that she, wants to be in this organization to begin with, because clearly she's not professional enough to do it right now. I think that she, instead of being rewarded for her unprofessionalism, she should be punished and then taught a lesson and then, work her way back up, and maybe that'll make her appreciate the opportunity to fight in the UFC. I don't know. I'm just saying shit. I'm just talking shit, but was the fight fun to watch? For the most part, yeah. It was fun. Okay? So, like I said, I can separate the two. All right. Old school fighter here. Jessica Penne taking on Elise Reed. I did not see this going well for Penne. In the first round, though, in the clinch, Penne landed some knees to the body. She looks like she wants to pressure and close the range. Back in the clinch, Penne looking for knees to the body. Reed going with tight hooks to the body. They're trading in the clinch. Penne wanting the takedown, can't get it, then separate, and she gets the back, but they get right back up into the clinch again. Lots of clinch work. Penne did a really good job keeping it there, doing the damage, landing more significant strikes. 19-6 in favor of Penne. Clearly her round. That is not what I expected. I expected Reed to really, put it on her. And then the second round, Reed starts sitting down on her kicks and her jabs, Penne countering with the blitz, but just not able to keep up with her. Left hand from Reed when they're exiting the clinch, stumbles Penne. She just wasn't able to hold her own. Reed finding the mark a lot more. Outlanding her 44-18. Reed doing a great job. 19-19 going to the third round. Then Reed starts mixing it up with the teep to the body, the low kicks, the jabs landing regularly, the straight right follow-up after that jab. The 1-2 is there. Penne is slowing down. Her attacks just don't have the same emphasis. Not able to get the clinch. Not able to get the grappling control. Penne just doesn't have it anymore, and that's okay. Right? She just doesn't have it anymore. And Reed does. She's trying to end it in the last 10 seconds. Couldn't get the finish, but she outstruck her. Tons of damage. 67-17 in favor of Reed. Clearly her fight. I think all 3 judges had it the same way. Yeah. All 3 judges. Adelaide Bird, Derek Clearly. Even Adelaide Bird couldn't fuck this one up. I say that she probably could have. All 3 judges saw it the same way, though. Given that first round to Penne and then the second 2 rounds to Reed. I think they all got it right. That's correct. All right. Let's see how I feel about this one. Elise Ardelean versus Melissa Martinez. Oh, I remember this one. This one sucked. This fight was bad. Like, really, really bad. This was like watching Nicolau fight. It's just Martinez circling the outside of the cage. Ardelean just can't get in her range, other than for low kicks. This is really bad to watch. Snooze fest. Martinez running away. Hard to tell who landed more. Don't want to give it to Martinez for landing 6 shots. Okay, apparently she landed 27. All right. So, I gave it to her, but I didn't want to give her this round because she's running away. I cannot stand when people do that shit. Oh no, Ardelean outlanded her. Yeah, I gave Ardelean this first round. I gave her the first round because Martinez just got outstruck. I felt like she did more. Martinez still trying to run away in the second round. She's slowing down slightly, and Ardelean landing more often. This is such shit. Martinez turning away in moments to run away. I gave the first 2 rounds to Ardelean. If you look at the striking numbers here, 45-29 in favor of Ardelean. Did Martinez land so much damage with those 13 strikes to the head, or the 10 strikes to the legs, as opposed to the 31 strikes to the head that Ardelean landed? No. Was there any control time? No. So how are you giving these first 2 rounds to Martinez? I didn't. I just didn't, right? So I gave the first 2 rounds to Ardelean. The last round, on the other hand, more chasing around and nonsense. Martinez kicks her in the gut, and Ardelean drops like they thought it was a low blow, but they get back up. That was really stupid. They let the fight continue after that. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Martinez actually outstruck her in this round, 25-20, and I gave her this last round. But all 3 judges gave it 30-27 in favor of Martinez. Like, Mike Bell, I normally disagree with, but I don't understand how he gave, like, the second round to Martinez. The first round, if you can kind of get a feel for it, listen, I don't want to harp on this because this fight sucked ass, and I don't want to talk about it that much more, but I would like an explanation as to what they saw Melissa Martinez do that said that she did more damage. And if you think that the damage was close at all, then her backing up and fucking running away gives the round to Ardelean. So I don't want to fucking hear it. I thought that was shit. Like, the 30-27 surprised me. I thought they were going to be at least 29-28, maybe a split decision or something. Nope. I don't understand that. I don't understand why you're rewarding people for running away. Robelis, Despaigne versus Austen Lane. Heavyweight fight to start out the card here. Not too bad. It's just, heavyweights, I always temper my expectation. I know a lot of people think, like, they're going to get in there and just swing away and knock each other out, blah, 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 blah. I've seen too many fights to know that that's not how it goes a lot of the time. So I kind of temper my expectations, kind of realize that these guys are going to get tired, get slow, and get sloppy, and it's not going to be that good to watch. This wasn't quite that. It just wasn't the most exciting fight to watch because of the lay and pray type of stuff going on. They exchange low kicks and Despaigne falls, so Lane gets on the back. They get back up with 2:15 left. Despaigne landing elbows to the back of the head and grabbing the cage to prevent the takedown, so 2 fouls there. No warning, no nothing, just bullshit. Oh, actually, he did get warned for grabbing the cage. Lane gets a takedown again, landing elbows to the back of the head again. This was 10. Like, Despaigne was landing the elbows to the back of the head again. Lane clearly won this round. He outlanded him 6-4. He out-controlled him with 4 minutes of control time. Not the most fun fight to watch, but again, it's heavyweights. I was going in with this expectation. Nice jab from Despaigne as they exchange Lane rushing in. He's looking to just jump in there, kind of grapple a little bit, get past the crafty striking of Despaigne. Not much going on there on the open. Neither guy really wants to commit. Despaigne counters a low kick with a right hand. Biggest shot of the fight that has landed so far. Lane gets him down right into mount with 20 seconds left, but did not do enough damage. And Despaigne did outland him in here, 16-12. I gave him that round. That makes sense to me. Just if Lane had landed more when he got to mount, I think he easily could have swung that round in his favor, but he just didn't. Last round, Lane punches his way in, gets him down after some work on the fence, lots of clinch work, lots of takedown attempt, that kind of thing. It wasn't clinch work, it was a takedown attempt, though, pretty much the whole time. Lane gets him out with 27 seconds left, again, actually 20 seconds left again, and he wins his fight, 29-28. If you look at the significant strikes, Despaigne outlanded him here 11-5. But, he didn't land anything big. And then the total strikes for Lane coming from Mount as well at the end there. 46-19 with 3 minutes and 46 seconds of control time. You got to do a shitload of work on the feet in the minute and 15 seconds that you were on the feet, as far as Despaigne goes, to swing the judges in your favor. I just don't see it there. It doesn't make sense. So clearly I gave this to Lane. All 3 judges saw it the same way. Again, not a lot of controversy or disagreement on the judges' scorecards. Adelaide Bird, Junichiro Kamijo, and Brian Pucillo? Or Pucillo? Pucillo. I don't know which one of those pronunciations is correct. Possibly none of them. Anyway, Austen Lane winning the first and the last round on each judge's scorecard, which is correct. So I appreciate y'all for stopping by. That's the end of the prelims. I'm probably going to do a PFL video. we'll see how I feel about it in a little bit. So I appreciate y'all for stopping by. If you like this kind of thing, subscribe to the channel. That way the next video is coming out. If you like this video, hit the like button. I'd appreciate that too. It really does mean a lot to me. And, let me know what you guys thought about the fights if you did watch them. Let me know if you got suggestions for things in the future. All right. Peace. Love you guys.